Alright guys, I'm gonna be real with you for a second. I'm a little late to this subject because, a lot of IRL stuff came up that has really just demotivated me for a bit. It slipped through my fingers like the slimy little slug it was. But I wanted to make this video a few days ago, but stuff just got in the way. But here we are. Finally, we're gonna talk about my favorite sequel of all time, Garten of Ban 2. I streamed this a few days ago for shits and giggles, and I'm gonna be real with you, it shouldn't come to anyone's surprise, but this game is pretty damn bad. It's filled with empty hallways, the optimization is awful, it's clearly just made for a quick buck, and it just lacks passion and a simple soul. It has no soul in the slightest. Now, before I continue, I said this in my last commentary video. Actually, I made a whole video about this before. I can't believe I just forgot about that. Don't harass or bully the creators of Garten of Ban. I am here to talk about the game. Garten of Ban, not to punch the developers into the ground. They deserve criticism, don't get me wrong, but not death threats. I've seen so many people just go completely wild because of how much they hate this silly little mascot horror game. It's dumb, it's a game, it's a silly little game. Again, they deserve criticism. Criticize the game as much as you want, but don't send them death threats, it's stupid. The main thing that really bothered me is that there's just a blatant lack of a style. Everything just looks like a big blob of generic nothingness. And the wacky character models, which we're gonna dive a bit deeper into that, because that's a whole rabbit hole on itself. But even if you just go through a hallway, they aren't just empty, they are literally just like empty squares, and it stretches out for meters upon meters, and there's just nothing. There are like a few colors slapped onto the walls, and that's it. Like the first game also had this like little wall of a bunch of the characters, and in the sequel they also have this, but they added 3 characters of them, and one of them is straight up nightmare fuel. The other one, the snail one, is in the game for like a minute, and then you have this, what is this, like a sheriff ape monkey that is called Sheriff Toadster, and these two are in the game. But this one is like nowhere to... What is the point of adding this character like as like a little teaser when he's not even in the game? It makes like no sense in the slightest. And the monsters that are actually like present in this game, just like the first one where it was just a stupid bird, it's just super lame. You have the blue spider, I think his name is Nab, and he has this like big ass room with a bunch of shelves where you need to traverse back, and if you fail to do this, he catches you. You have Slow Celine, which is like this really slow snail where you have to play red light, green light with, which I'm pretty sure the reason why it is red light, green light is clearly just straight up because of Squid Game. Then you have Ban himself, who did absolutely nothing. Ben Balana? I have no idea. This one has like a class for some reason where you have to do a bunch of trial and error, which it's straight up sucks. The stupid bird is back, and you have to like catch a bunch of like little children, put them in a nest, and then you have these little Josh characters, and I guess you also have the green one, which Jumbo Josh. And all of them suck. They're horrible. Like, it's clearly just copying all of its ideas from Poppy Playtime and Five Nights at Freddy's. This game isn't awful or anything, but it's not some untouchable masterpiece. I mean, I made a whole video about it. I said I liked it, which I did, but it's like okay. It's not amazing. And the only reason why these type of games are super popular is because of the wacky, family-friendly characters with spooky backstories. Oh no, they kidnapped a bunch of kids and stuffed them into animal suits, and then there was some spooky goo and they injected that into the suits, and now they are alive and they come to jump scare you. It's the same goddamn thing over and over and over again. And Garten of Ban does the exact same thing. There's nothing original here. It sucks. I mean, you should have expected it from its rushed nature that it was just gonna suck. They worked only 2 months on this chapter. There is a reason why games take years upon years to get released, because it is so goddamn hard to make even a mediocre game. And then you have these two just shit spitting something out and asking $5 for it. I had this running joke on stream where we were calling the game peak, calling it a masterpiece, because it really is that atrocious. This is a really bad game. And then the final thing I want to talk about is the technical aspects of this game. And this guy on Twitter named ML Spence, correct me if I'm wrong, he made a whole thread about this, showing off some of the models like outside of the game and a bunch of other technical stuff that I really don't understand. But I mean, look at this. Look at all these models and the amount of polygons they use. This is so absurd for a little indie game. Look at the drone and the remote. The polygons are so small that it literally becomes pure black, and it's for no reason. You can do this with a few polygons. You have the snail that's just a goddamn atrocity. Look at this. This is absurd. There's no reason to use this many polygons. It's I have no words for it. This is insane. I'll leave a link to this thread in the description below. I recommend checking it out because it is really interesting. The first Garten of Banban was free, so I guess it could defend itself against it a bit, like they made that for fun, but this sequel cost $5. If you're asking money for a product, I'm gonna criticize the living hell out of it because you're literally asking money for it, my hard-earned cash. And Garten of Banban 2 is atrocious. This game is awful, and it's clearly the only reason why they made this is money. There's no soul, there's no passion here. If there is, I can't see it, man. So yeah, Garten of Banban Chapter 2. It is a straight up atrocity, but I'm gonna be real with you for a second. I can't wait for part 3, which, by the way, they announced this the second they released part 2, like literally instantaneously. I just know the third one is also gonna be complete horse crap, and you know, I'm kind of looking forward to the pile of crap they're gonna put on my plate this time. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. I guess I'll end this video with a recommendation. My buddy Ramsker made a funny video about Garten of Banban, which I recommend you go check out. It's a great video. This guy makes some good content, so thumbs up. Anyway, I guess subscribe, or I don't know how to end these videos.